The Selfish Giant by Oscar Wilde. The children would play in the giant's beautiful garden after school. It had 12 peach trees. In the spring, the trees were full of pink blossoms. In the fall, the trees were filled with peaches. The giant garden was a happy playground. The giant had been away for 7 years. One day, he came back home and saw the children playing in his garden. Get out! The angry giant yelled. The children were frightened and ran away. The garden is mine, roared the giant. He built a high wall all round the garden. He even put up a sign on the wall. It read, "No one is allowed in my garden." He was a very selfish giant. The giant was glad to have the garden to himself. The poor children had nowhere to play. They missed the giant's garden. They sat, sitting against the high wall. How happy we are there! Spring came. The village was filled with blossoms and birds. But it was still winter in the giant's garden. Without children, the birds wouldn't sing and the trees wouldn't blossom. The snow covered up the grass. The frost froze the trees. The north wind blew the chimney down. The hail brought the roof. Why is spring so late in coming? The giant complained, crouching in the room. The giant missed his old garden with beautiful flowers. He had the whole garden to himself, but was not happy. One morning, the giant awoke, hearing lovely music. He looked out the window. What a surprise! A bird was singing outside. The north wind stopped roaring. Spring has come at last, the giant said. The giant was happy to see spring in his garden. After creeping in through a hole in the wall, the children sat on the branches of the trees. The trees blossomed and the birds sang merrily, but strangely, in one corner, it was still winter. A little boy was standing there. The giant walked into the garden. The children ran away through the hole. The flowers drooped and the birds flew away. The cold wind began to blow in the garden. Winter returned when the children disappeared. The giant strode across his garden. The little boy was still standing in the corner. He was too small to reach the branches. He wandered around the tree, crying. The giant looked down at the little boy. The giant thought, "How selfish I have been. Now I know why spring wouldn't come here." He held the boy gently and put him in the tree. Then the tree began to blossom. The birds came back and sang. The other children ran back to the garden. The giant knocked down the wall with an axe. He took the sign off the wall. The children played in the giant's garden again. The giant became a good friend of the children. As the giant grew older, he couldn't play with the children. Instead, he watched the children play. He said, "Many beautiful flowers are in my garden. But the children are the most beautiful flowers of all.